I am trying to make an actual TV show.
It's so hard to find a funny show that isn't filthy. I watch them, but I don't want to.
Let's do this.
Fire, like lots of fire.
So dedicated.
So cool. Where's it go from there, you know?
Oh, have I got your attention now?
This is bigger than you can handle.
You got any plans for tonight?
Boom. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
Cool? Absolutely!
All right, and this is Marta Baldó. I'm thrilled that you're here with us tonight.
Hello.
There, we can take a seat. Okay, congratulations.
First of all, thank you very much for inviting us.
Thank you for being here. Yes. You're welcome. All right, so I kind of want to start off this Q&A just talking about some of those broader themes that we're seeing in this pilot. Starting off with the theme of family, which we feel immediately from that credit sequence. I mean, we had a chance to talk about this a little bit, but all of those photos that we see are the real-life Mariana and Samuel.
Yes.
Can you speak a little bit more towards this?
Yes, Mariana and Samuel, Aina, Clotet, and Marcel Borras are a real couple since many years. So at the beginning on the scripts, they were written this scene where the couple was moving from the center and crowded Barcelona to this neighbor. And it was important to realize that it was a neighbor in Barcelona, not far away. It's different if you move miles away of your town. No, it's inside of Barcelona, but it's a new neighbor. And Aina and all the creative team thought that it was very interesting if this become the credit. The beginning of the credit. So we remember all the time in each episode, it's 8 episodes, 40 minutes, that this expectation about this movement or this move from this family, and they want the best of the best for the child, and the production value was great because this couple has been together. It was a little bit Linklater pictures that it's really that Mariana and Samuel has been together for so many years. But as Aina was explaining, that came from their own experience about a real therapy session, but she insists all the time that the series, even if it's inspired by reality, is really, really written, it's fiction. And it's really, really thinking of what they want to explore and explain, and that's very clear.
It's very clear. Yeah, I mean, this idea of expectations versus reality, when it comes to the therapy sessions, right? Therapy gives you what you would expect out of reality. But then in the show, it's just solved in a completely different way.
Yeah. It's funny. Reality versus expectancy versus reality, it's fun. Just like this. I mean, like you want to become the best father and you need some advice, and then you listen the advice, and the end of episode you do the contrary, and you dream on a dreamland or a dream of the perfect women or the perfect family, and then it arrives the worst of the worst, and so how you reconstruct this dream. And but the reality versus expectation was really like a columna vertebral.
Yes. And how about that idea of reality versus expectation when it comes to Samuel's mindset? So dealing with these themes of, having to be almost like a single father, right? And he's kind of taking on all these responsibilities and defining a new version of masculinity. Can you explain a little bit of that mindset?
Well, that will be that was funny, and it's explaining in the next episode how they, us being Spanish, for us, Sweden is like the epitome of the good education and what is the best of the most modern. And for being a Catholic country where the hetero-patriarchal models are so deep on our roots, that a man stay at home taking care was like pushing these theories of this couple, like, okay, let's do like a new pact, and then you stay at home, and we play with that, and this goes and evoluciona. How do you say? The evolution of this character is him trying to taking care, and is desperate. Is Mariana doesn't see him anymore, and it's a little bit like a reflection of what happens to the women who take a part of this business or career, and Samuel has done that on his career, and then he became very mad and very enfadado, how you say that? Mad. He's like, it's not as happy as it seems. This
Kind of frustrated with the situation.
Yes, it's frustration, yes.
Yeah.
But
Can you kind of take us back to the start and explain how you and Aina kind of formed the creative duo that you are today?
well, we start the production. We start working in this series with another production company, and then we realized how tough we were working in this series. So we decided to build our own production company. So that project brings to us the force and the energy to build our own production company. But as I told you, I'm really, really, really so curious about the audience reaction. What do you think? Because it's the first time the series has been seen in another, cultural background, because I think Europe is a little bit more similar, and I'm really, really, really wondering what do you thought, or how were this story attached to you or touch you, or I don't know if breaking the rules of the Q&A, we can break the wall and start listening to you, because for me it's such a great opportunity.
Yeah, right here.
Strangely enough, apart from the brilliant use of narrative, one of the things that really struck me was the use of your characters, how they come across visually on screen. I think in a lot of American productions we see super overdone, costumed, hair and makeup to the T's. We see sort of an idealized version of what humans look like. And strangely enough, what stuck out to me was that I don't know any of these characters as far as like a celebrity status. And I think it really goes to show that you don't need that to connect with characters. And actually, I connect more so with these characters because they look like people that that would be a part of my circle, instead of being people that don't really exist in real life. So I commend you guys for really touching that humanity that I think sometimes America tends to lack in TV shows. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's true that sometimes you see television shows very, like not real, and all the team came from movies, from cinema. So all our approach to this series were more cinematographic. So we were shooting a movie. Sometimes There were a struggle between the team, the technical team, because they were, you are crazy, what you do that? And we were acting as a movie crew, and shocking sometimes, and having argument with the people who came from television, that they have such a structured model of things. And for instance, the therapy was so interesting because we shoot as it was a documentary. The moms are not actresses, some of them, but the other are friends. And we choose mothers that were explaining real problems. And we do like a casting of mother. We were, you know, as you can see, we were looking for women that you just see and you can feel how that there is a character there. Smart women that can explain real stories. So we were shooting as a therapy session for many hours, that the director of photography was like, and all the sound, and that brings magic moments, because as the woman is explaining things and they are nervous or emotion, that's true. And the therapist also is a true therapist, answering truths. I mean, it was like a documentary that you make some, you know, hooks, or that things happen and people say what you want then in editing, but it was hours of therapy, and it was like, let's shoot as a documentary. And then the television was asking for other material after the series. So what we've done then with these many hours of therapy was like clips of subjects, like limits, like raising your kids, and then they are in YouTube, the whole therapy. Yeah. It was a magic moment, and the moms have a chat group, and for them it was very, very important. And my sister is now mom of 2 kids, and she met Aina once in my house, and my sister say, Aina, thank you very much. It was watching a therapy. It was a therapy for me, this series. So because some moms are so in like pissed off, or I don't know, pissed off is too rude. It's rude. No, is it okay? But it was like it touched very much. The series has been released in Spain. The series is a co-production between 5 public broadcasters from Spain, two broadcasters. As you can hear, this is Catalan. This is our the language that we speak in Barcelona. And the Catalan government were really betting and investing a lot of money, because at the beginning we were shooting the movie in Spanish, and then they say, if you shoot in Catalan, we will bring some public money on it. And all the public broadcasters were, okay, for us is, yeah, Catalan, yeah, we love it, yeah. And then it makes more real, because people in the school speak Catalan, and these couples speak Catalan. All we speak Catalan in our small community. So it was even more real. That was more easy for us. And the series was released in Spain in October and in November, and it was a big, huge impact for people. People stopped us, stopped Aina on the street, really like, oh my God. It was like a relief for the people, because everyone is in this pretending all the time, pretending the Instagram, pretending a life that is tough for everyone. And then it will be released next week in Sweden, is why Aina couldn't come to United States, because she's doing the PR in Sweden. And in summer will be released in Germany, and that's all. And in Finland. In Finland has been released in January.
From your lens as a producer, what do you think made all of these broadcasters want to jump on board with this project?
Well, part of this successful new business model, because it's not very normal that 5 public broadcasters comes to the series, is thanks to Victor. Now, the networking is very important. Victor, that he was advising at the international level, he runs a festival in Barcelona, SeriesFest, Serializados. Serializados is a festival in Barcelona that brings a very interesting series, and they have like a connection between the old interesting series festivals around the world. And we were together in a European festival, and we were a bit desperate because we were waiting the answer from Televisión Española, and it was very slow, and Aina was like desperate, and in Televisión Española they told us, if you bring to the table a co-production, a European co-production, maybe that speeds the green light. And it was like, okay, you want a okay. And so we went with Victor to a market, and he introduced to a woman who was running a festival, pitching market area in Gothenburg, one of the more key festivals in the north area of the. So we speak to this woman and say, we have an idea of a story that happens in Barcelona, and a woman who admires a Swedish family. And she immediately, thought that we're serious, that in an organic way was linking North and South of Europe. So they invite us to do the pitch in Gothenburg, and Aina was on the stage, and her energy, and when the creator, actress, director, and producer can pitch. So immediately the commissioning editor fell in love with the story, with her, with the energy, with the producer, and then they say yes. And we came to Barcelona and say, you know what? We have 3 broadcasters interested. And so we couldn't say no.
Yeah, that's amazing. Congratulations for that.
Thanks.
Yes. Any more kind of first reactions to this pilot?
I was so impressed by the tonal control. It was just the way the tones switched very quickly but gracefully, and I don't know, just a constant combination of this comedy, but it always felt grounded and true. You speak to how the director and everybody else kind of balance that, even on the performance level. It seems to balance.
Yeah, the tone was really difficult even to explain to the commissioning editors, that what we were trying to do, and then but the scripts were so well written that was like a guarantee. And then I think for the creators were very, very important the improvisation somehow, and the camera. As you can see, the camera is more almost a documentary, that you are spying the characters. And the control of Aina and Marcel are great actors. I mean, they have a long career in Spain. I mean, they know what they are doing. And if you could listen, the music was so important because it's pointed all the time, goes where it's like she's doing that, but be careful. And then the work with the composers were so good and so connected, and they understood so well what the director wanted to explain, that in a conversation with the composer, say sometimes the composer try not to be present, and then the directors were asking, be present, be all the times like helping the story to be fun or intriguing, or all the time this false halo of thriller, something will happen, and you stay there, sometimes comfortable. The character is doing strange things like smelling a bottle from the neighbor. That was a discussion when we were editing between the other broadcasters, saying, do we really need to see for the first time a character who doesn't want to go home, who's lying to the husband, saying that he's not already at home, goes to the neighbor, take the grab, smell the, like, whoa, maybe it's too much. And Aina was, no, it's not too much. We want to explain from the beginning that this is our character. And sometimes, is this record? No one is recording this session.
Someone is.
Well, you cut that. But for the co-production was, we feel that we have such a freedom of creativity when you have 5 broadcasters, and sometimes you say, oh, you didn't like that? Oh, the other love it. And you say, oh, yeah, really? The other love it? Yeah, they thought it was very clever. Oh, okay, then I think so. And now, no, and it's also very important, but if you go to an original, and then they are investing a lot of money on your show, and then the pressure is so high that then you don't have freedom, because everyone is very stressed, because sometimes this commissioning editor can be there next year if the show is not success. So they are so stressed that they try to press you or to cut, and they have so many fears what the audience will. And then in this case, we're like a little stress on each one. It was like, well, if this doesn't work, I don't invest so much money, so okay, do whatever you want. And then when they see the result, they were really amazed and pleased, and it's like with, and we have friends now. The broadcaster were really good partners, and also the Swedish co-producer is Anagram. Gunnar and Mira are the best producers in Europe. So the discussion were so high, so in the same, vibration, that you can really go fast and you learn. Sometimes I call the co-producer, I say, hi, my mentor. Like, I learned so much from them that it was very nice experience.
And you can just tell on the screen how much of a collaborative effort this pilot was, and I'm sure the entire series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to spread the word of mouth to some acquisition people from a platform and say that this is an amazing series that has been. Are you from Netflix? No. Okay. Is anyone?
I was just like, for me, I was a mom, and the roles were reversed, and my now ex-husband was extremely resentful, and I had to work, and my daughter would say things like that, and I would find myself doing these things because I was so conflicted, so constantly. So it was really interesting, and it was nice. I don't know what else word to say, but it's always good to see something reflected and go, oh,
yeah,
you're not fucking nuts. That is hard. And so that's why I'm like, yes, there should be somebody who needs to distribute. The only thing I did have a question about is why one person was speaking English and no one else was.
This is the real is a real mom. Is a real mom, Deepa, from the school. She's a journalist. She moved 2 years ago to Barcelona, and she works for independent journals around the world. And she speaks English because.
But she understands Catalan because I've spent a lot of time in Barcelona, so I understand that there's like multilingual. I just was like, oh, that's unusual, but yeah, but I was just curious.
Yeah, but you know the theory of 6 degrees. If someone has a friend from a platform or buying, please, please tell them that this is not Sweden. Is so other reaction or thoughts?
I have 3 kids, and it was extremely triggering for me and very truthful. Very funny.
Thanks.
I really love. I noticed like the cinematic inspiration that y'all took. It felt really like almost Jean-Luc Godard in this like French new wave, and you're just following this everyday life, and stuff happens in their everyday life, but it doesn't feel super driven by like this, point A to point B plot. It's
Yeah.
like this is the life that we are going through, and these are the unexpected faults that happen, and that feels very authentic, and sometimes it's really hard, like you said, to capture that in American media.
Or in European as well. Television is
Feels very static. It just felt very free-flowing and very moving.
Thank you very much. Lucas Moodysson was one of the reference of Aina, Clotet. Yeah, the Swedish director were our main reference.
Yes.
At first when I watched this, I was like concerned I wasn't going to feel attached because it's like a kind of mom story, like a story. And I'm like, well, I'm like 21, and like I'm not going to be a mom ever. But I watched it and I was like, oh, this is actually really, really compelling. I got to give my mom more credit now. Like, I appreciate her a lot more. Wow. So yeah, I just want to say that was like great.
Sometimes people on the street goes to Aina and say, oh, after your series, I doesn't want to be a mom. And she say, no, that was not at all the idea. I mean, I really love my kids. I mean...
I just wanted to share that I thought that was really exceptional. From the music to the characterization, the acting, the polish, it just all gels together into one cohesive feeling, and you're so attached, and I'm really considering moving to Sweden so I can watch the rest of it.
Wow.
I really appreciate that, and I'm very grateful this exists.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, the next episode sometimes... I don't know what you're expecting after this first episode, but some of the people is asking, oh, what happened with this teenager? But we keep following Mariana and her fears and her obsessions, and she's really getting really mad. Poor Mariana. But mad in a funny way. The humor is still in the whole series, and it's going big. I mean, the humor goes more and more and more, and there is episodes and that are really I don't say masterpiece because I'm the producer, but there are so many moments on the other episodes that people keep talking with me because they know they are producer. The other day I was with mom. Oh, the moment where she say do and she say that and she did that. It's
very touching.
Yeah, it's great because being in the movie industry for many years, you know that time to times you do something that touch people. That is not so easy, and I think it's because it's really like a portrait of the moment. And that makes the straight connection. And that's, for me, working in movies is really like, wow. It was a tough work, but valió la pena.
Yes. And it all matters for someone. Yes. We have time for one more reaction or question if anyone has one. in the back.
I echo what everybody has said so far. Beautiful pilot. It looks like there's already plans in Europe to, release it, but it looks like you're trying to release it here as well, or trying to find it.
Yes.
And to me, it feels like this is not a hard sell at all. Like, how is that process like trying to figure that out?
Well, the international sales are tried by Televisión de Cataluña and Televisión Española, but we, as a producer, and that was a very interesting move, that if you work for public broadcasters, the European funds help a lot to producers to retain the IP. So us as a producer, we feel that we have to keep pushing these sales, because these televisions, they have a lot. I mean, they have been working on sales, but we are like pushing. We are pushing. We want to see already the series in United States. I mean, of course, they've been following in a strategy, one market and another market, and the buying people is sometimes they have their own political strategies, and the commissioning editor goes to another strategy. So sometimes for us, being in these markets or festivals where there is more commissioning editor than buyers, for us is more important, because they understand that the originality of the series. The buying people they see more like, okay, I need hours, I need, it's a kind of more cold relationship with the creators. I've been 3 years in acquisition, and I feel like that when you go to the market, you go like you are going to the fish market. You ask for kilos, you are for, and I always thought, I hope any creator goes to one of these horrible markets where you like, how many hours? You speak about hours, minutes, I mean, doesn't care about how tough it is to produce a thing. And sometimes in broadcasters, there is another sensitivity in other part of the broadcasters.
That is sadly all the time that we have tonight for the Q&A. But I know my next steps are to push this project out to everyone that I see at SeriesFest. And thank you so much, Marta, for being here and presenting this wonderful pilot with us.
Thank you to you.
Thank you.
And for your wonderful reception. Thank you.